Welcome to another exciting episode of the Reviews with yours truly, Abna Dubai. So just as you see as my background, you know what we're talking about, yeah? Who's your daddy?
Chief Daddy!
Chief Daddy, the most anticipated movie for the Christmas, and it's still in cinemas actually, and also hit Netflix some few days ago. So Reviews on the team sat down and decided to watch the movie, analyze and come out. We've seen some reviews under their Google page, and some were good, some were bad. So we said, okay, fine, let's take a look at this movie and find out what exactly is our opinion. Do we agree with some of the comments? Do we not agree? Do we also have our own opinion? Yes. So I'm just here to give you everything you need to know about the movie. So now let's take the plot. Now, Chief Daddy is a movie about an industrious billionaire. In fact, when we say billionaire, he is a multi-billion-dollar man.
No, this man said we should write anything we want for Christmas.
So this man has everything. Apartments are scattered across the world, money. In fact, his adopted child is even richer than someone. You know, he's too rich for my liking, too rich. So they live in affluence. Whether you're a stepchild, whether you're a legit child, they live in affluence until one day Chief Daddy drops the fork and, you know, he joins God in heaven. Then the road drama starts. So the movie speaks about a family, a scattered family across the world that's coming together to celebrate the life of one man whom, you know, they owe all their wealth and behavior and everything to. So that's Chief Bancroft in the movie. So Chief Bancroft passes on, and now the family has to come together to make sure that everything is in place and follow instructions. Now, if you're a man or if you're anybody who knows, okay, fine, you know, multiple marriages has its own problems, yeah? Multiple kids, those outside wedlock, those inside wedlock, those in between wedlock, it has its own issues. So as a smart man as he is, he knew, okay, fine, my funeral is not going to go down without drama. So now let me give an instructions. My will only be read if only my funeral goes without hitches. So he displays his role, who handles ashwebi, who handles food and drinks, who handles entertainment, who handles everything, who is in charge of protocol and everything. So we realized that the wife of Chief Daddy, that's Lady K, Joke Silva, played that role, and you realize she wasn't happy because, you know, you're my husband, then when you are dead I find out you have over 3 kids. So now let's go through the kids. Now there is Tinu and Temi, that is Chief Daddy's first wife's children. I think they are twins because of the name Tinu and Temi. So that was played by Kate Henshaw and Funke Akindele, who played the role effortlessly. Now there is Peter and Paul, that is Akemi's, you know, kids. That role was played by Iniedo, and she had 2 boys for Chief Daddy. And then there is Nika Williams, and she had a daughter, Ireti, for Chief Daddy. So how many kids have I mentioned? Let's go back. Tinu, Tenny, Ireti, Peter, Paul, Femi. That's the son of Chief Daddy. That role was played by Fowles, the bad guy, and his role will come to it. So we are listing the kids, and now there is the Ghanaian Nigerian baby in the narrator of the story, Mauli Gavo, who played Mensa in Chief Daddy. So Chief Daddy's, you know, known son is Fowles the bad guy, who is a struggling musician with a British accent.
Street attitude, mom, you need to allow it.
I must say, in fact, a lot of people around was like, whoa, is that Fowles? Do you play the British accent so well you wouldn't even know that is Fowles? If you are new to Fowles, you'd be like, okay, who's this British guy? Who's this Nigerian British guy? But that was Fowles the bad guy, and he had this Who's Your Daddy accent. I actually love that song. I think Fowles should bring it out. But yeah, Fowles was known in the movie as Chief Daddy's only legit son until Chief Daddy passed away and all his kids across the world came. Now to the concubines and wives, we know Inkem, we know Femi, we know Nike, we know all of them came together. And then there is Auntie Ajoke, that is Chief Daddy's only surviving sister, who was to make sure that the house, you know, went down without drama. And you know, there's not going to be drama if you have about 16 ladies who are all fighting a place in the world. So there is Madam Pat, who is the chief supervisor of the house. She also played that role. And you see, Chief Daddy was so rich. Even Adora, Madam Park's daughter, studied in the UK. That's how rich Chief Daddy was in the movie. Now let's take the characters one after the other. And I want to focus on Falz Femi. Yeah, he played the role of Femi. And we are used to the fact Falz is a musician, but we all know Falz is an actor and an excellent one, and we've seen him do the accent role in Jennifer's Diaries. Then we saw another side of Falz, and if you ask me who made the movie, it is Falz, the bad guy for me. Femi, he played his role effortlessly. He is the spoiled brat of Chief Daddy, the spoiled son of Chief Daddy, who had everything at his disposal, and his beautiful girlfriend Sandra, that was played by Beverly Osu, she also acted her role very well. Now let's come to Chief Bickrot, the man who this movie was created around. Now he comes off as that chief who, I want to make my family happy, I can't stop having kids outside marriage, but yet I'll make sure all of them are comfortable. And if that's one thing or one lesson I picked from the movie, if you know you're ready to be spreading your wings in the entire world, make sure you have the moolah to do so that when you are dead and gone, everything can fall in place. Now let's move on to Lady K, Ajoke Silva. Yes, woman of class by all standards. Every movie she plays a role in, the movie has this kind of quality because of how she is as an actress. Now she comes off as the wife of Chief Bickrot, the wife who has to endure all the pains the husband has left her, because now she's been thrown into a position where she has to accept kids she knew nothing about. Some she knew something about, others she had no idea of their existence. For instance, like Ikem's two boys, she had no idea. Mensa Mauli Gavo, she had no idea. So she is the wife of a bereaved, or she is a bereaved wife who has to be put in a tight situation because the husband could not close his legs and got her into trouble. Now let's talk about two people who you might not think are so much of the main character in the movie, but their role was very, very important. You want to know who I'm talking about? The guy and the lady, the two funeral contractors who were given the contract to provide Chief Daddy's coffin. Now these are people who actually sitting in their office waiting for someone to die. Yes, so if you don't know, every undertaker or every funeral home is actually waiting for someone to die so they get business. Now they get their biggest business of the year. They even go further to take the planning of the events from one other company to their custody, and they're given funds to do so. They squander the funds, and on the day they are being chased all over for their money. So those two characters in Chief Daddy also made the movie a wonderful one. Now let's come to the funeral. During Chief Daddy's burial, you realize the lady is somewhere in blue ashwebi, red ashwebi, everything. Now the funeral went well. The funeral didn't go well. Why did I say it went well and it didn't go well? If you come to our local setting, the chief mourner, or the lady who was last married to the husband, or the first wife, is supposed to be honored at the funeral, and she wasn't honored, so she got angry and she broke the only rule that was supposed to give them access to their role. So she couldn't take it. Lady K couldn't take it anymore, stormed the funeral because of that huge disrespect that was being thrown at her own husband's funeral, and she decided to crash everything. She crashed everything, and we all thought the rule was over. Everybody was parking to their various homes. Then no, the castle lawyers show up, RMD and his wife show up in the movie, and Chief Daddy knew this was going to happen. So you know what, let me read the rule. Now you get 500 million naira appendix A in this place, you get 100 million naira appendix Z property, she get this, she get this. We all thought the movie was going to end in a happy mood. Then the bankers show up. There is a clause you need to know. Now the company is going public, so you can't get your money until after 9 months. So yeah, Chief Daddy, I think this is the part one, because at the latter part of the movie, one lady got out from the sky and the movie ended. So we all know we should be expecting Chief Daddy 2, just as they gave us Wedding Party 1, Wedding Party 2. So this is actually a production from Ebony Life, so we should be expecting Chief Daddy 2. But at the end of the day, they were left without a will, and who came out in flying colors? Mensa, Mauli Galvo, you know, you get your will, you get to meet your new family, and you go back to the UK with your beautiful Adora, role played by Beverly Naya. So at the end of the day, if you ask me what lesson did I learn from Chief Daddy, it all means family is the most important thing anybody could have, whether you know, it's your step sister, step brother, stepmother, step auntie. So far as you have the family, and so far as the family comes together, whether you are adopted just like Justina, if a family is together, you know, things happen. And at the end of the day, everybody was happy, and Ashwebi nonsense, everything went down. So if you haven't checked out Chief Daddy, just go check it out. And also, you can subscribe onto the YouTube channel at the subscribe button down there. If you don't agree with me on something I said, you see the comment section is there for you to add your suggestion or comments, agree or disagree. This is the Review Zone with yours truly, Abna Dubai. Until then, see you next time. Peace out.
Wait. Hey, Chief.